Standing here with Hector Berrios from Hector's Habitat, and I love Tegus and I love Albino Tegus, and you got a really cool one here.
Thank you.
Tell us about this guy.
Yeah, this is a 2-month-old blue albino.
First of all, I got to stop you. 2 months. I said this to you before. I can't believe he's 2 months old.
Yeah,
he's huge.
Yeah, he was born the 21st of June, so he's going to be 2 months tomorrow, actually. So
to give people an idea, they're about this big when they're born.
Oh yeah, he's tiny little pink thing when he comes out, and this is what he's been after 2 months of being fed.
What do you feed this guy?
Oh, I feed him a meat mix of ground up whole chicken. I add crock diet to it. You know, they get crickets initially too, but they quickly love the meat. So that's, I think, what's putting on the pound so quickly.
This would be considered a T-negative albino, right?
This is kind of a mix. I mean, if you notice, I would say it's more
purples in him, yeah.
Yeah, he's got a little gray to him. So when they came out, they're a little bit darker, but now it'll lighten up very quickly as they get to adulthood.
Is it true that the T-positives and the T-negatives all kind of get whitish as they get older?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some of them will carry more of like a grayish coloration, as you can see, the T-positives.
Right.
But they'll all get generally white when they get bigger. So.
Now, are the T-negatives and T-positives, are they compatible, or is that, would they be?
Yeah, I mean, you know, from the clutch itself, half of them end up being T-positives, half of them ended up being T-negatives.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, some of them, these are from the same clutch. And some of them are whiter already. So.
Now, how big are the parents?
Well, these get about the same size as a regular blue. So
I mean, they're big.
Oh,
just
yeah.
For people who might be watching.
Oh, absolutely, about 3 feet easily. You know.
Do you keep these inside or in outdoor enclosures?
I breed all the breeders outdoors. Yeah.
That seems to be. It seems the way most of the Tegu breeders do it.
Down here in Florida, it's nice. You know, we can do that, and they seem to thrive very well doing that.
What are you guys doing because it does get a little cooler in the winter? Are they okay with that kind of temperature?
Yeah, I mean, you know, when it gets down in the 30s, it's a little scary. Sometimes it's good to just bring it in, especially the blues. But for the most part, we have hides that we keep them in that have plenty of hay and mulch covered in there, and I even do plastic just to be sure. And they do fun.
Looking at this guy, would you be able to tell if you didn't know what the parents were, if it was a blue or a red or purple?
You know, I don't know. I mean, the albinos generally are from blues right now, so there's not that many variations of like blues. You know, Underground does a couple of
the mixes.
Yeah, and I don't know that I've noticed too much difference in the albino, but you know, this one has a little bit of the blue bars on the side, or I'm sorry, the black bars on the side. That would be from the blues. So.
How many eggs in a typical clutch?
I'd say 25.
So
average.
And how many albinos would you get out of that?
Well, you're supposed to get, what, is it a quarter? If the both
25%?
parents are het? Yeah, 25%. If both parents prove out to be het for albino. So.
These are for sale, right?
Absolutely.
Can I take one home, Amanda? She said yes.
She said, yeah, I saw it.
That's the only time she said yes the whole trip. Every time it's no.
Yes. So.
Well, we're gonna, you know, we'll have to set up our own little Tegu enclosure. This is cool. Now, if you look at this guy's tongue. His tongue is pink.
Yeah.
And normally they're black, so they lose pigment to everything.
Well, yeah, he's got a nice, decent-sized tongue in there too. Normal.
No, it's pink though. It's not dark
most
though.
Of them are pink. I mean, it depends on what. I mean, the reds have a darker, like black tongue, but for the most part, they're all.
And that's a red eye, correct?
Yes.
Yep. It's hard to tell in this lighting here, but that's a red eye. That's a beautiful animal. Let me give it to you. So
there you go. Yeah.
It's an expensive foal.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, if someone wanted to pick one of these up,
yeah.
What is it? Is this an easy animal to keep, or is this a more difficult animal in terms of what it care? Like what light exposure? Do they need UV light?
For me, I try and keep them exactly the same as another Tegu. So, you know, they get the same UVB lighting, heat lamp. They're exposed to sunlight when I put them outdoors when they get older. So I don't treat them any differently.
And what do you feed them?
Well, the same mix as I fed the babies.
You don't feed them mice or anything like that?
As they get older, I'll give them some live prey like chicks, mice, rats. They eat all of it just like a normal Tegu would. So I don't treat the albinos any differently, and they do quite well.
Thanks for talking to us, Hector.
Thank you so much.
All right, check them out. What's your website?
HectorsHabitat.com.